is Barbara Heil. I grew up in a very small town, which affected a lot of the things that we'll talk about probably today, in California, and went to college in California I was in school in the 50s, and then college from 64 to 66, graduated in 64. So 60 to 64. So that's a long time ago, but it's also the coming of being able to have some models of activism in my life. I had feelings about what was fair growing up in the 50s. I just have this feeling that lots of times even little kids know what's fair and not fair. And I remember thinking that if some people had a lot more than other people had, then why wouldn't they share? And so it sort of comes along with growing up in a small town where people did look out after each other. We really supported one another in lots of ways. But that model for behavior, that norm for behavior, was to fit in and do things that would be amenable and conform to the times. And so that really was hammered home I had a mother that said, just don't make waves. And it was a small town, so if you did get on the outs, there was no place to go. It was 135 miles from the nearest city. And so there was a sense in that community that you had this community to live in. I had friends who were active. My current husband is very active, and together we got involved in Illinois People's Action, and that really is where I came home to it. Always belonged to a liberal church here in Bloomington Normal, and they were concerned about justice issues, and I participated in those efforts. It really started with the very beginning of the fracking, anti-fracking movement here in town that IPA really started and has spearheaded all along. And so it was going down to Springfield, it was learning about fracking, it was putting on, helping to organize get-togethers in the community and in different churches where people could come and learn about what fracking could do to the environment, to our water, our air, land. And so I actually had no idea that participating in these actions would affect my internal kind of decision-making and set of feelings. But I've gotten a lot more confidence on standing up. So that old tendency to stay with the crowd, the 1950s conformity message, has been slowly pushed down. It's never gone, but it's been overpowered in a sense by the positive effects of being active and knowledgeable. The kind of link between discovering my own history, biologic and physiological history, or trying to make sense of it. So I have heavy metals from all kinds of exposure, including I have uranium. We lived only 100 miles as the crow flies from the Nevada test site, nuclear test site, where they detonated over 666 atomic bombs, most of it underground. They did the first ones above ground, and people would come to Las Vegas to see the mushroom clouds. But because we were on the west side of the mountains, there were two small mountain ranges between us and the test site. We were on the California side. We didn't think we were going to be affected by the radioactive fallout, and the people who lived east of the site were devastated with the fallout and had cancers just rampant in those communities and families. But come to find out, I have carrying quite a bit of uranium. and the IPA action has come together to make me a person willing to speak out about it.